I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Nina Nova, thank you very much for joining us. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Thank you so much for having me. Well, I am 20 something. I am an adult film performer and content creator. I've been in the adult industry for about 9 years now, but in the adult film industry for about 2.5. I love to go out. I love to dance. I love to party, which is very true to my 20 something nature. But I also really love to work. I spend most of my time working and creating for all of my fans and connecting with them. And that's a little bit about me. Oh, and I'm from New York, but I live in Sin City.
Okay. So, how did you create your stage name?
I love this question. So the first name, Nina, I was definitely inspired by Nina Hartley, who's definitely one of my biggest icons in this industry. I
Mhm.
also really loved The Vampire Diaries, so I loved Nina Dobrev, and I liked the name Nina. And then Nova, originally my name when I cammed was actually Nina Knightley. But then I changed it when I went into adult film because I wanted something a little bit more unique, a little bit more me. And I landed on Nova because I'm obsessed with aliens, I'm obsessed with space, and I wanted built-in branding, to be honest. Like I wanted a built-in brand kit to my name that would allow me to riff really quickly and give good little sound bites and have some kind of aesthetic already sorted out. So I chose space and like galactic, celestial, all of that.
Okay. What are your stats, your measurements?
I am 5'6" on a good day. And I weigh around 160 pounds. My tetas are probably a C cup by now. They keep growing and growing. I don't even know. And I'm an 8.5 in shoes if you're into that.
Okay. You alluded to it a little bit. How did you start in the adult industry?
When did I get my start in the industry?
How did you start in the adult
How
industry?
did I start? So yeah, my friend in college knew that I was really interested in sexuality. It's what I was studying. And she introduced me to camming. She was working for a cam studio and she suggested that I give it a try. Within a month, I was working there. And then for the adult film industry, I lost my vanilla job. I lost my office job. I was laid off. I was looking for something new, a new dream to chase and a new challenge. And a lot of my friends were already in the porn industry and they had serious belief in my ability to make it, and it inspired belief in myself. So I went for it. And within a couple months, I had already shot 3 or 4 studio scenes.
Can you tell us about your most recent professional shoot?
My most recent professional shoot, I actually just did a fetish shoot maybe 2 days ago. That was all ball busting and femdom and like jerk off instructions. And I've been really trying to venture out into the femdom world more this year.
Okay.
So it was super exciting for me. I love to do ball busting. I did my first ball busting scene with Brother Love, and his production company beat me up about a year ago now. And it was really cool to get back to it.
And can you think back to your first professional shoot?
Yes. It was with Queer Crush, and it was with Lady Lazarus, and it was a magical day. It was probably the second or third time I'd fucked around with a girl with a split tongue, but I'm still enchanted. I love a girl with a split tongue. I love a girl, but the split tongue is very enticing and fun, and I would recommend.
Are there any sex that actually haven't shot yet but want to?
Of course. I am trying to think of like a number one off top. Oh, I haven't shot vaginal fisting yet, but it is something that I'm capable of doing. My pussy is like way bigger on the inside. I don't know. But it is something that I'm really interested in doing, maybe even this year, and showing my fans like my party trick because they've seen me do double vag. They've seen me kind of stretch out my holes, but not quite to that extent. So that is one that I really want to do very soon.
To date, which scene are you most proud of?
That's such a hard question. I think as of right now, the scene that I'm most proud of is my Reality Kings lead debut with Mick Blue and Lasagna Del Rey. It is my biggest mainstream shoot to date, and I did all that legwork, self-booking over the last 2 years to get to a place where I could land a scene like that opposite Mick Blue and Lasagna Del Rey. And I feel a lot of pride in myself for how far I've gotten in this industry in such little time.
Which porn star do you most like to work with?
Ah, all of them. But right now, I'm really wanting to work with Sage Hunter, who's really up and coming and just killing the game. And then I always say I want to work with my friend Xander Corvus. We just haven't had the chance to yet, but hoping this year we can make it a reality.
What do you enjoy most about being a porn star?
What's there not to enjoy? I mean, I think the biggest thing I enjoy is just that I get to go to work and have fun and be sexual and like do all sorts of weird shit you wouldn't think of and then clock out and come home. It's just like there's something new every day. Like it never looks the same,
Yeah.
and it's just thrilling. And I really appreciate that I get to work in a creative field, that I get to learn and explore this art craft.
Looking back at your time in the adult industry, is there anything you do differently?
Anything I would do differently? I I actually don't. Well, there's always something. I would tell myself to say no more often and earlier, and to feel confident in saying no earlier and more often. Because when you get started in this industry, there are a lot of folks who know that you'll be quick to say yes to
Yeah.
things because you're trying to make it in a very, very difficult industry.
Mhm.
And I wish I had had more self advocacy skills or felt more comfortable exercising them. So I think I would do that differently.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
I'm a Capricorn, so I have like 3 to 5 year plans. So hopefully, in the next 3 to 5 years, I will have gone international with my porn. I will have won my first award. I will have my own production studio open and producing content, inclusive of all body types, genders, sexualities, kinks. And I want to be doing more in-person appearances, dancing like spots at clubs,
Mm.
and just become more accessible to my fans in general, and be more available in person to them.
What's the weirdest thing you've been asked to do during a shoot?
I always think about this one fetish shoot that I did where it was like me and 5 other girls or something, and we had to do a custom for a customer, and he wanted us all to do kind of like a slapstick comedy where we would like all fall into a body pile all, with our arms and our legs all intermingled and crossed and naked, and we had to just do this and like lay in a body pile with like all 5 of us like on top of each other for like a couple minutes at a time. And it was just such a fun, interesting day. Um, and I had a blast. And I would have never expected to have had a day like that ever. And I love that.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into the adult industry?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't leave your career or your dreams to anyone but yourself. You are the person who's going to make them come true. And I would say that like the top 3 things are persistence, tenacity, and consistency. And also probably audacity, the audacity to continue asking people
Mm.
that are much bigger than you for opportunities, consistency in doing all of your content, all of your social, and tenacity and just like sticking to it no matter how many no's you get. Because again, you believe in yourself, right? And that's key, I think, is that self-belief and yeah, that consistency and tenacity and
Yeah.
persistence.
What would you change about the adult industry?
Well, I would want us to have more solidarity, like to have more community than we currently have. I think right now, a lot of us live all around the country. A lot of the ways that we get to interact are just solely through social media outside of the conventions and the expos. And we don't really get to see each other all that often. You have to do so much traveling. I just wish that, I don't know, there was some like email list or text group with
Yeah.
all of us so that we could just keep in touch and be around each other, stay connected, and respond to things that are happening in the industry more as a unit.
Mhm. Has the stigma around the adult industry affected you?
I mean, it's affected me in a lot of different ways. I had an ex-fiance whose parents were not as understanding of the work that I did, his mother actually asked me or told me that I must not read anymore because I do porn. So I have no purpose for reading. There was literally an assumption that I literally don't read or write because I do porn. I have to take it into consideration when I'm navigating public spaces. I have to take it into consideration when I'm introducing myself to new people. How am I introducing myself? What are they going to say or do if they find out or if they know? And of course, it affects personal relationships. It requires a lot more communication to be in relationship with people when you do the work that we do.
Hmm. What hobbies and interests do you have outside of the industry?
Hobbies and interests. I like to party. I like to decorate and renovate. I love art. I love digital drawing. I love to do it. I love to paint. I like to write poetry. Like I really consider myself a creative across the board. But definitely one of the biggest hobbies I have right now in my 20 somethings is clubbing, partying, hanging out with friends, traveling, trying to be outside for sure, making up for the years we weren't.
What turns you on?
Confidence and charisma paired together make a perfect formula for me dropping my panties. But beyond confidence and charisma, I think a sense of style, a sense of humor, and a sense of humility, like being willing to own that you don't know everything, that like just a humbleness, and a willingness to like figure out what I like and what turns me on and what feels good, all of that.
Do you watch porn? If so, what type?
I watch my own porn primarily, which is probably like, I don't know, narcissistic. I don't know. But it's easier for me to literally imagine myself in the situation when I've been in the situation. So when I'm like masturbating, I typically go back and watch my old scenes or some of my favorites. But I also like to watch femdom porn. I like to watch more submissive leaning porn. I'm definitely a switch. I like to watch like kink.com videos is where I really found my start in watching porn. So I love to go back to kink and, take a little walk down memory lane. So those are probably like the types of porn I most watch.
Do you use sex toys? If so, which ones?
I use all types of sex toys. In fact, dare I say, there's one right here.
Oh,
um, but I primarily, that's my best friend. That one I call my best friend. The body wand or the Hitachi, whatever you call it. I need her in my life at any given moment. I probably have 3 chargers for it because I've lost the charger. And then I didn't even care to look. I just Amazon deliveried one same day because I was like, I need to get my net. But I also use like dildos and butt plugs and restraints I really like. I even just got my first sex doll from Tantaley that I'm super excited to play with. I think his name's like Mark or something. But I am willing to add toys into the equation at any given moment.
What's your favorite sexual position on and off camera and why?
Oh, on and off. I have two different answers for this. On camera, I loved I love the angle and like the shot that people often get of me when I ride on top. Like not reverse cowgirl or anything like that, just like, face to face, riding, bouncing that ass. I think that is my favorite position on camera. Off camera, I'm gonna have to go with either back shots or missionary. Missionary because I think you can get more passionate and more steamy and like more sensual. And then back shots because damn, it just feels good.
If you were interviewing a porn star, what would you ask them?
I would ask them, what's the most interesting thing about you other than the fact that you do porn?
And then to answer this for yourself?
Damn it. I would say the most interesting thing about me is my drive and my ambition and my grind, like my hustle and grind mentality. Like it's really compelling. And I think it inspires other people to believe in themselves more, to work harder toward their dreams. And I definitely think that that's a rarity right now to find someone who's, confident in themselves and knows what they want and is going to go after it and not stop till they get it. So I think that's a pretty interesting aspect of me.
Who from within the adult industry would you like to nominate to answer these questions?
Raven Lane, my BFF in the industry. I love Raven.
Nina Nova, thank you very much for doing the interview.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?